welcome to my step-by-step tutorial to create your Performance Max campaign for your e-commerce brand. Make sure to watch this video till end. And if you find any value in this video, just like and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any important update or strategy from me or my team. Let's get started. First, you have to create a campaign in your Google Ad account and then select sales as the objective. The next step is to ensure that conversion goal is rightly set up for the event you want to optimize for. In our case, it is purchase, and if you are e-commerce brand owner, it's going to be purchase for you most of the times. Now, go to the campaign type and select Performance Max. Now, here's the important point. If you're new to Google Ads and you just started running Google Ads, I will personally recommend you to start with shopping campaign instead, right? And make sure you start with standard shopping campaign, not Performance Max. This will give your account some sort of data which you can use in the future Performance Max campaign. For this video, we're gonna make Performance Max. So select Performance Max from here. And now it's time to name your campaign. In the naming convention, you have to include few details which will help you to just find the right campaign when you want to see the performance of the report. How I personally do it, I started with the date, followed up by the campaign type, followed up by the audiences and targeting. Now the country, right? And finally, if you want to, you can mention your bidding strategy here. Well, personally do it at ad set level. Click on continue. It's time to select your bidding strategy. And this is like one of the most important part of running Performance Max. You will get two options. The first one is conversions and second one is conversion value. Which is the right bidding strategy for you? If you're trying to get more sales from the people who are likely to buy a bigger bucket size or basket size from your store, or people who have high ticket value, you should go with conversion value. If you're looking for a lot of sales and what's the ticket size, average order value is not a point of concern for you in the beginning, you should go for conversions. Please start with conversion value. If it's your first Performance Max, you can leave this option which says target return on ad spend because you don't know how it's gonna be settled in this campaign. So let's Google decide what's your average return on ad spend, and then you can actually fix this one. There is another option, optimize campaign for acquiring new customer. If you have a customer list in your account, you can select this option. But personally, I don't keep this running until the account has multiple Performance Max, and I have a problem where my Performance Max is focusing most of the spend on retargeting. Right, for now, you can keep it like this. Click on the next. In the country, select the country you want to target. In our case, we'll target Australia and United States. The next option is the language. Language is English, which is correct. Automatic create assets. You can keep it on. In this way, Google will decide what are the other landing pages which can be good for sending the traffic. Like if there is any good converting page, Google will automatically include it here. When you click on the more settings, you can see options like ad scheduling. For now, it's all day. Later on, you can actually narrow down the time when you're not getting the sales. Campaign URL option, here you can mention any tracking templates you have if you're using any third-party tracking tool, like Triple Whale or anything else. Not being, you can put your tracking template here, or if you want to make a custom tracking template, it's a good place to put all those templates here. Brand exclusion. If you want your Performance Max campaign not to target your branded keywords, you can add your branded keyword list here, right? I would recommend if you're running any shopping campaign, you can start with brand exclusion, but if your account is not running any shopping campaign, you should also target the branded keywords so your competitor don't get those top 3 position when someone search for your branded keywords. Click on the next. Now it's time to make asset groups. Asset groups are the place where you will mention the products you want to target. You'll also mention some of the important factors like what's gonna be your audience you want to target. Then there is a new feature which called search terms. It works like the search campaign, right? The terms which is closely related to the people you think are your potential buyer, you're gonna put it in the asset group. Naming my asset group. You can add the products or collection you want to target. In this case, it's gonna be plenty. This can be followed up by the audience I want to target in this asset group. So in this case, I'm gonna target keywords plus competitor-based audience for the blank keys, right? And themes. And if you want to include any sort of search themes, you can put it here. Try to make it as detailed as possible so you don't have to every time jump into the campaign to see what's running in that campaign. Now come to the listing group. As you can see, it is set up to all the products, but we'll just do for the blank tees here. So I'll select blank tees as the product. And then select all the options and save it. Now this Performance Max, this particular asset group will only target people looking for blank tees. It's time to generate our asset. And we'll skip this step, which automatically take out the assets from our different social media platform and feed it into Google. I want to manually control, but I want to show the people. So you can skip this asset generation step. Final URL is the homepage URL. Now Google is asking us to put the 5 headlines which we want to show to the potential customer. So I have already created a list of headlines I want to use here. And now it's time to add a long headline, and you can add up to 5 descriptions. So we also have descriptions and long headlines with us. Now, how are you gonna find a good headline, a good description, or a long headline for your Performance Max? That's why I told you that your Performance Max should not be the first campaign in the account. How I do it, I use the best performing headline from the meta ads and our search campaigns. The second place to find some idea is what products are getting you most impressions. So if you have a product which is getting most of the impression, that it is related to the in your shopping campaign, right? So you look at the title of those products and the description, and you can just pull out some important keywords from there. If you are having a lot of reviews, it is always recommended to mention that in your headline. If you're running any sort of discount, also mention that in your headline. Use ChatGPT, make up to 20, 30 different variations of these headlines, and then pick the best for your performance max. The next step is to add images. Here you have to add images related to the product that we want to run in this asset group. For this example, we want to run the blank t-shirts. So you go to the uploads or the asset library. If you already uploaded the things, you'll find it in asset library, or if you have it on your computer, click on upload and you can upload it from computer, or you can add it from the Google Drive, right? We have already uploaded it in the asset library. I just have to choose. Oh. Okay, now you have to save this. The next step is to add your brand logo, right? And you can add it right here. If you have any videos which are performing great on YouTube or your Facebook, you can add the videos in Performance Max. But if it's your first Performance Max, you can start without videos, because videos are expensive when it comes to the cost per view, and you should run individual YouTube campaigns and should not just put the videos in Performance Max if it's your first Performance Max campaign, right? Here are the site links you can use. These are the same site links which you use in your search campaign. These site links can redirect people to your best pages or your best collection or your new collection or any products with currently running offers, right? So here you can create the site links. The first one could be your best seller. You can add some description. And here you can add the final URL, right? So in this example, this is our site link, right? You can add up to 4 site links, which is like you can add multiple site links, but I would recommend you never go more than 4 site links in a single performance mix, right? Call to action, shop law. In the more asset group, you'll find other options, like if you're running any promotion on the store, you can add the promotion here. Call out extensions are really important. You must have used it in your search ads as well. It can include 24/7 customer support thing, or if you have free shipping, if you have 1,000 of reviews, if you're running discount, if you have any offer like buy it now, pay later, you can use it, right? Anything about the product which makes it unique, or your store or your brand which makes it unique, will go in the call out extension. Now, the most important part of your performance max is your audience segment. These are the people which Google will be showing your ad to. You have to be very choosy while picking up the audience you want to show your ads, because Google can serve your ads to over a billion of people and you can lose your money very quickly. In the performance max, always start with keywords plus competitor based audience. The other audience which some agencies use for the performance max are your own data. So these are the people who have been on your website or must have bought from you in the past. But these performance metrics work great for the retargeting, not for the top of the funnel. So for the top of the funnel, keywords plus competitor based audience is the best place to start with, right? And like this one is the beta featured by the Google. So we are not using it currently. If you want to try, you can add some of the search themes which you are using in the search campaigns there, right? But we are not using it. Click on the new segment. And here you can see that if you have a YouTube channel, you can add your YouTube users. And if there is a list of customers you want to target, you already have it. You can use it from here. Website visitors, you can target, right? And if you want to create a new audience, you can create it in the audience manager. Now click on this plus icon where you can create the audience. It's a huge and competitor based audience for us. But if you want, you can add a month to it as well, so you will know when you created this audience. Click on custom segment and click on new segment. In the new segment, you have to add a keyword. Now you have to enter all the keywords which you have collected. And you can see that your audience started populating right here. And you will know that, okay, your keywords are making sense. So in our case, the audience is 60% male. It is 25 to 34, 73% are non-parent. And these are the topics they're interested in. They're interested in t-shirts, casuals, apparel. So we know the audience is up to the right mark. You can add up to, I think 10 keywords are good to start with. Next is people who have browsed the similar website, and here you have to add the competitor you have researched on, and like these can be in the same category of the products or something very close to what you're selling. Okay, so 4 to 5 competitor website or 6 to 7 competitor websites are more than enough. Up to 10 to 12 keywords are more than enough. Now the question is, how are we going to find these keywords and competitor websites? So here's my approach to this. To find the good keywords, you'll go to your Google ad account. You'll go to the search terms or the report section, and you'll see what kind of keywords is your audience interested in, right? If you're running any sort of search campaign, Google will give you a list of keywords or some sort of in-market audience interest, which you can further research on Google. And then you go to the keyword planner with all the keywords that you find in your search term report. And you can find up to 4 to 5 closely related keywords with not very high search volume, and you would say which are having a lower CPC, right? Under $2, I would typically suggest, right? How to find these competitor? How I do it, how I go to my merchant center. If you're running your shopping at for a while, you can go to your merchant center, and then now let me show you how you can find some of these competitors, right? For that, go to your merchant center next. Click on the products. In the products, go to your competitor section who has the similar visibility. Here you can find some of your competitor who are very close to what you're selling, right? And also in the section which is called who has the high visibility, you can find other competitor here, right? So this is a good point to start with. The other place you can search is the option insight in your Google ad account. You can find some good websites which are quite similar to your brand. and you can put it in your Performance Max campaign. Now just save this audience for now. And other options are based on the interests and demography. You can select the in-market audience or the affinity audience, which are similar to the people who have been converting in your Google Ad account, but this is for the later life. If you're running into scaling problem in the Performance Max, you can start with interest-based audience, right? But not for now. If you want to keep it typically top of the funnel, you can exclude your purchases from here, right? In the exclusion, you can select your remarketing list, people who have been on your website or which have been your past customers, you can exclude it here. In the demography section, as we know that in our case, typical age could be up to 44 years, right? And if you want to do, you can exclude parents or income group if it's relevant to your product. Now click on the save button. Once you save the audience, you have to go back to your Performance Max campaign and you have to pick the audience, right audience. Now pick the audience you have just created. You'll find it under Add Saved Audience segment. Click on the next button. The last part of the campaign, you have to select your budget. What's the right budget for your Performance Max? Typically, it should be at least 2 times of your average CPA in the Google account. If in your case, Google will give you some suggestions, but it's not a good point to start with. In your case, if your average CPA from Google is $30, a good budget of Performance Max can be $60 plus, right? So let's start with $60. And your campaign is ready to publish. Scale your e-commerce store. So this is how you're going to create your first Performance Max campaign. For this example, we just use one asset group, but you can use up to 2 to 3 asset group in a single Performance Max campaign. I won't recommend you to start with 5 different variations because for that you need a little more budget, probably a few $100. But if you have a small budget, you can start with 1 to 2 asset groups with same or different products, and you can keep the same audience segments, right? Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to learn more about Google Ads. Thank you.